Seems like you rummaged through all the content on the internet to hit upon how to polish your memorization process. A good memory helps you find your way back home, makes your exams easier, and helps you remind which sibling broke your toy 5 years ago. No, not that. Here we got a unique set of instructions to follow. You got to give them a try. Number 1. Divide into chunks. Whenever you learn something and want to put it to your permanent memory, see if it is a long piece of text or a small paragraph. Studies suggest small chunks of information are easily learned and can be retained longer. Everybody has the ability to learn a line or two really quickly. However, the maximum number of lines one can put to memory easily differs from person to person. Divide the text such that each division has the number of lines you can learn max with ease. Give each paragraph your independent attention and try to recall them one by one. Understand each of them well. We will discuss later that why it helps. Look for the linking devices in the coming paragraphs. Most well-written texts contain links between last and first line of the paragraphs. Obviously this would require understanding the whole text before trying putting in memory, which you should. Next, read through the whole text. Try to recall, and you'll be shocked how easy it was this time. Number 2. Deal with memory interference. Second thing you need to be careful about is interference. This refers to difficulty in memorizing something when you learnt before either the wrong way earlier or have learnt something similar with a slight difference. When you try to recall, the older memory breaks in and makes you forget the newly learnt data. It freaks the hell out of you. Something's needed to be done to the data. Either deleting the wrong data from your brain will work, or you need to convince your brain that you're adding a different piece of information. One thing that helps here is to take a 5 minutes rest before trying recalling. Experiments were done on this, and it was found when you memorize something, it is better recalled if rest is taken between memorization and recalling. Your brain subconsciously will look into the difference between the new data and the old interfering data. This is called incubation. For this subconscious exercise, brain needs quite a few minutes, which is worth giving it. Moreover, if it is an incorrect piece of data learnt earlier, imagine writing it on a piece of paper and then crushing it and putting it into the dustbin, then panicking you lost the data. This way you can reprogram your brain to get the new data without interference. Rest for a minute or two, take deep breaths, and retry learning the new data. You need to realize concepts are built in your head by observing the distinguishing features of two things. Imagine two baskets, one labeled old and the other labeled new. This is because the concrete data is understood by you very well. Imagine writing the old data and then the new one on different piece of papers. Put them in the relevant baskets. Try recalling now and you will be amazed. Number 3. Have breaks. In the learning process, rest pauses taken during memorization will improve your brain performance drastically. The brain is like a muscle which needs to work out too. Trying to use it harder will improve its performance, though in doing so, lactic acid is also built up in the brain, like in muscle cells, building oxygen debt. Taking rest in between and deep breathing with your tummies out will replenish your learning power. It is recommended to have 5 minutes of breaks every 20 minutes of learning, even if tomorrow's the exam. Getting used to this habit will help a million. Number 4. A good sleep. Studies suggest when you sleep, the brain induces chemicals that are necessary for building new muscle cells, including the brain's cells, and for removing unwanted chemicals created in the brain activity. A good sleep is also important for rest. Studying whole night will not prevent you from dozing off at school exams. You can't deny that in a sleepy situation you cannot recall any better. Studying the whole night won't do any better than sleeping the whole night. It makes things worse. Number 5. Concepts. Concepts are grouping of things associated with each other in a certain way. Data that looks similar but is crucial but different shouldn't be classified in your brain in one group. If an old memory interferes, imagine baskets with the difference labeled on them and put the data that way. Moreover, something understood is memorized stronger than than something not understood. This is proven through surveys and experiments. Ebbinghaus, a scientist, prepared some nonsense syllables, words with strange sounds having no meaning. He grouped a few people into two, and made one learn the words they had the concept of. The other group learned the nonsense syllables. He found that people tend to forget gibberish words a lot quicker than the meaningful words. So, better understand something before learning, at least partially. It'll save you from rehearsing 2 million times. If the data is from different language, learn the syntax and word meanings of that text. Sometimes you need to create your own concepts. For example, you go somewhere and fear forgetting way back home. Simply look at some signs at the turning points. Name those junctions in an unusual way right there. Say these sounds out loud in your head, and you will be surprised going back. It will seem as if you were already acquainted to those streets and roads. Number 6. Place. When you fail recalling, try to recall where you learnt it from and where were you when you learnt it. This'll help you. Your brain will remind you of the associated words that with the data you're searching for in your mind. Then you can retrieve the data by recalling these climax words about particular things you're trying to recall. Number 7. Imagination. You already saw how many times we used this word before. It is really important that you witness something directly to put it into memory, but if that is not possible, always build a laboratory in your thought and do the experiment that supports the idea you are learning. You are programmed to take in the logical idea, so whether you're a student or a scientist, you need to build pictures in your mind. Utilize this technique every time. The brain more works like this: data, imagination, concept, memory. This way you need to exercise your brain. Now, it is time to apply these techniques. Tell us how well they went. If you want more on this topic or want us to speak on another brainy stuff, do place a comment and subscribe to stay updated.